Why, hello there. I'm Doseku, and welcome to Super Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a pretty interesting Five Nights fan game, as it's not really horror based, and it's more of a old-timey adventure game. And to show you what I mean, we'll go inside in a little bit here, but I just want to enjoy the music a little bit. It's got a sort of Monkey Island feel to it, which is pretty neat. Alright, well, let's start. Here are slightly overcomplicated controls, and we got two modes for graphics for SNES and PC. Of course, we'll be using PC because why the heck not? I like this song, it's pretty cool. There actually is a version of this with lyrics, which is the one I know best. I'll probably provide a link to that one in the description. And let you enjoy the version of the song that has lyrics. It's pretty good. And here we are. We get to control Bonnie for this night. We didn't check the guard yet. I just wanted to see what you would say. Now, here's one of the cool things. Anytime you see an exclamation point, all you have to do is press W or up on your keyboard and you can interact with items. Now, this is a not really a point-and-click adventure game. It is an adventure game. So there's going to be a lot of stuff we have to do to progress the story. But, you know what? Tonight we're really not going to do much of that. Tonight we're going to take a tour of the pizzeria, in a sense. Now, I have played a little bit of this game before, prior to recording this, because I wanted to see if this game was any good or not to actually play, and actually it is pretty good. In fact, how far in did I get it? Oh, that's right. I made it up to the security door before I decided I didn't want to progress further because I didn't want to spoil myself prior to actually recording the game for you guys. Yeah, and unfortunately, I picked the one that just happened to be broken. We can play some of the other ones, but we need quarters, and we won't be getting any of those tonight. Now that first hallway there, you can't actually enter because Bonnie here says it's for Freddy and Chica. Now the left one here, or is it the right one? No, in game this would be the left one. This is the one Bonnie would come in the original Five Nights. So it's pretty interesting that he actually respects the routes that the animatronics would take in the original game. You know what? That's something I should have considered. That little Black Rabbit poster. That's going to come up later on. But right now, let's continue the story. Oh yes, it's time for a flashback. And it seems we're at someone's birthday party too. Now, this particular design does actually come from, was it Five Nights at Freddy's 4? During the flashback scenes when you're in the Atari world or whatever. This is technically the setup for this diner. Oh, wouldn't you want to know? Oh, thanks. We already know all that info box. Huh. So how the lore is supposed to go is supposed to be, was it 5 kids killed, but let's see. Yeah, the puppets rasping there's kind of off-putting. I don't know why you would have that in a, well, an environment like this. And that is a huge cake for a total of 6 kids. Or is it 5? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, never mind. It has to be 5. This wouldn't work any other way. And look, it's a Freddy classic. Now that particular one happens to be in animatronic mode and actually does not have anybody inside it at the moment. Fun fact for those of you that do keep track of the lore of this kind of thing. These spring suits have 2 settings to them. One where they're entirely automated, and one where you can have a particular setting where you can actually have people inside them controlling them. The thing is, they have a high failure rating because they're spring locked and the springs can kind of fail easily, thus murdering the person wearing the suit. And that is ostensibly the game's antagonist, or the only known as Purple Guy. He actually does have another name to him. Some people thought he was Mike Schmidt, or the phone guy he spoke to in Game 1. Um, he actually got another name. I think his real name was mentioned in FNAF Worlds, and then again in Sister Location, where a lot of people thought that you're playing the purple guy in Sister Location as the protagonist. Oh, check out Shadow Bonnie. Now, at first, I thought this was the save point because it said save me, but this actually pulls us into a side quest. Now, I don't remember where Shadow Bonnie shows up at initially. I think that particular character starts coming in the second game, because Golden Freddy was the one that showed up in the first one. But Shadow Bonnie was also somewhat involved in the third game as one of the mini games. Now, what's interesting here is we may have already seen the death report. In fact, I actually kind of forgot about it at this point. And now that I'm coming back and looking at this, I can't believe I actually passed what should have been the easiest side quest to complete so far. If you guys remember the picture of Shadow Bonnie right outside the security door, that, I believe, is the death report we're supposed to pick up. So, now I'm going to go looking for it. I'm probably going to, well, I'm actually going to fail to find the thing since I just talked about where I think it is, as if I didn't know where it was before. But that's alright. Tonight's just about a fun little tour of a darkened pizzeria in the middle of the night. We won't actually be seeing the security guard at all tonight, so there'll be no worries there. That's just talking about the TVs that are lying on the ground. If you remember in the original game and some of the other ones, you had like a smattering of TVs sitting in the hallways. Or hell, though, in the second one, they were sitting in the room with you that really served no purpose. So, it is possible to enter Pirate's Cove right now. However, I forget that, well, actually, I don't know how to do it at the moment. Let's just put it that way. What you actually need to do is, jump onto the, platform where the curtains are. Then you can enter. Those are some big old letters. Now here's our first chance to actually interact with something that can use an item. Second chance if you try to use the door that's over by the merry-go-round. But since all we got is a wooden guitar, we can't actually do much. Now, the game doesn't tell you how you're supposed to pick up items initially. In fact, you won't learn that until around night 2. So even if I did find out where the report was, I may not have been able to actually pick it up because the game didn't bother explaining it to me at that time. Now what's really cool about this map, if you've been watching, we can go towards the center like this by going down, right? But if we do that and we just walk around the outside, if you notice the map actually rotates as we're walking around the outer perimeter of the dining area. It can confuse you sometimes if you don't know what you're looking for, or if you have no real sense of where you need to go. But yeah, the map actually rotates to where you are relatively on the main dining room area. I will come back to that eventually. Maybe. Yep, that it is. Ah, here's the other one. Never mind. I actually do show this. But since I already know what's going to happen, we're not going to go in there. And now we learn that we need a coin to actually operate one of these things. I see I don't have any, and we're just going to move on because I don't plan to smash my guitar against it. Now there's really one spot left for us to check while we're looking for this death report, and one of the last areas we actually haven't seen yet, and that's the bathrooms. I liked it a little bit there. No need to wash my hands. Ever. And I understand this is the ladies' room after all. Now, we did forget to check something, and that's the trash bin. Yeah, I know that feeling all too well. And we got a blown urinal because I guess somebody had to stick a cherry bomb in one of these things and blow the heck out of it. You'd be wrong, Bonnie. People still use urinals. That's interesting that you got two pieces of dialogue for the same kind of item. Because if you remember, well, yeah, you should already remember in the female bathroom, he basically said, I don't have time to wash my hands, or I have no need to do that ever. Well, in the male bathroom, he just says, hey, I better not get myself wet. Really neat little touch, if anything. So we're about done with this particular segment, so let's check out the speaker. That it does, my friend. Now, both Chica and Freddy do technically say the same thing, so we're just going to speed past them and move on with our little thing here. Oh gosh, Now this I do like. This is pretty cool. This is insinuating that Bonnie is not really the best at figuring out if this is the guy they're looking for. In fact, he's been wrong so many different times. In fact, when we actually talk to freaking Foxy, Foxy will actually give us the number of times that Bonnie's been wrong about this. I kind of find it kind of funny. What I'm also wondering is, why in the heck does Freddy keep sending him out if he knows that Bonnie is more often than not going to be wrong about it, whether this is the person that they are looking for? Yeah, that's exactly what we're about to do here, Infobox. But let's take a look at this poster. Oh man. I am far too easily entertained, apparently. Alright, so let's find our way into Foxy's abode. Now remember, I said you had to jump up there. I don't know that right now, but I'm about to figure this out. Here we are. And if you can actually see it, you can see like a painting of the ship, of a ship in the background. It's pretty cool. Because this is technically an area you never see in the original game. Hell, you don't even see it in any of the Gmod maps for those that have Gary's mod, because there are maps for this place in there. They aren't really that good, but they're there on particular servers. Oh, and we get the name of the kids, or at least the one that we've actually been playing back in the flashback. If you remember, we were one that played Richie. Now, I don't remember if it gives the names of the other kids, but it's safe to assume that the blonde chick and the blonde kid from the entrance was actually, are the ones that are going to be playing as Freddy and Chica respectively, while the one kid that liked Foxy is the one that's playing the role of Foxy. But there's only 4 animatronics, five dead kids. So what happened to the last one? Oh yeah, this is the last area I wanted to show you. This is an area you don't see in the original game either, but it does show up on the Gmod maps sometimes, depending on which one you're watching, or which one you're playing. But that's really it. There's nothing left for this night. We're probably going to end it here. Very true. So this actually will introduce us to the mechanic that allows us to swap between characters. I don't know why you'd have it, since I think it was Chica that is the one that's been known to go into the kitchen. Maybe you're the one that's been doing it in the original game. Huh. Anyway, we'll be doing that next episode. And hey, now we can pick up items. So, thanks for watching, and join me next time as we move into Night 2 of Super 5 Nights at Freddy's. I hope you enjoyed this little introduction, and I'll see you later.